What's up everyone, it's your girl Brain Shanae, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my March book haul. So the thing is, I had recently did a video for book mail, so I'm going to leave that link up above so you can check that out. So literally after you watch this video, you can look on to that next video because that will literally also have a combination of all the books that I received in March. Now these particular books that I'm about to share with you are books that I personally had purchased. So let's go ahead and get started with this. I have it's not a lot of books, just a few. So I'm gonna go over each and every one of them and maybe the synopsis, and we'll go from there. So let's go. So these first two books, they're in a series, the Gentleman Bastard series. I've heard a lot of people talk about them, especially Bree from Bree Reads, and I managed to get the first two books in the series. I ordered the third one, so that should be coming in sometime either this week or the following. And so, like I said, this is the first book, The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. And the second one is Red Seas Under Red Skies. And this is like a great sci-fi fantasy series. So I'm really curious of what it's about. But for this one, for the first book, it literally says, which had me intrigued, an orphan's life is harsh and often short in the mysterious island city of Camer. But young Locke Lamora dodges death and slavery, becoming a thief under the tutelage of a gifted con artist. As leader of the band of light-fingered brothers known as the Gentleman Bastards, Locke is soon infamous, fooling even the underworld's most feared ruler. But in the shadows lurks someone still more ambitious and deadly. Faced with a bloody coup that threatens to destroy everyone and everything that holds meaning in his mercenary life, Locke vows to beat the enemy at his own brutal game or die trying. So literally from the Seattle Times, it says a unique fantasy milieu people by absorbing colorful characters. Locke's wit and audacity endear him to victims and bystanders alike. And even the Time from London, located in London, stated, remarkable, Scott Lynch's first novel, The Lies of Locke Lamora, exports the suspense and wit of a cleverly constructed crime caper into an exotic realm of fantasy, and the result is engagingly entertaining. So yeah, I'm hooked. Yes, it's a mass paperback, but who cares? I'm still going to read it. There's so many different editions, and to be honest, I don't care that it's small because that means there's going to be more shelf space. so it won't take up so much space on my new shelves. So here is this one, and then the second one is this one. And the synopsis, it says, after a brutal battle with the underworld, Locke and his sidekick Jean fled to the exotic shores of Talvir to nurse their wounds, but they are soon back to what they do best, stealing from the rich and pocketing the proceeds. Now, however, they have targeted the grandest prize of all, the Sinspire, the world's most exclusive, most heavily guarded gambling house. But there is one cardinal rule. It is death to cheat at any game. Brazenly undeterred, Locke and Jean have orchestrated an elaborate plan to lie, trick, and swindle their way straight to the Sinspire's teemingly vault. But someone knows the duo's secret and has every intention of making them pay for their sins. So that's good to know. It's like, like Robin Hood, I like that. So I cannot wait to read this. I'm debating if I'm going to read them this month. I'm debating if I want to read them in April. We shall see. I might just do that, but who knows? We shall see how ambitious I am for April. But yeah, I required these two books. The next book, which I'm actually going to be reading in April, is The Three-Body Problem. This is by Shen Liu, and it's translated by Ken Liu. This is, the most popular Netflix series currently right now. Right now, I'm in the, well, not really into the middle of it. I'm maybe 30% into it. I'm trying to see if I like it. I'm waiting for this connection. And I'm not like a science girly, not like all that. Like I know some terms and stuff regarding science and stuff like that, but I'm not a full-blown sci-fi reader. And this is mostly like a space opera. So this is definitely like new territory. It's mostly like high fantasy, epic fantasy for me, right? Which this is, of course, is fantasy, but it's more science fiction than anything. So I'm trying to debate if I like it or not. Like I said, I'm only 30% in, and I'm trying to grasp everything. I'm getting snippets of things, but it's like, okay, I feel like something's gonna happen, something's gonna turn where I'm like, okay, you have my full attention. Right now I'm just I'm hybrid reading it, so I'm listening to the book, hybrid reading it, and reading it like this, so listening to it and following along. So yeah, like I said, I'm still trying to get a connection. And literally for what it stated, it says, set against the backdrop of China's Cultural Revolution, a secret military project sends signals into space in an attempt to make contact with aliens, and they succeed. An alien civilization on the brink of destruction captures the signal and plans to invade Earth. Now, on Earth, different camps start forming, planning to either welcome the superior beings and help them take over a world seen as corrupt or to fight against the invasion. The result is a science fiction masterpiece of an enormous scope and vision. So I'm like, you know what? This sounds so realistic to today's society, you know, especially in the US, you know. So a lot of, and I don't know if y'all be on TikTok or whatever, but sometimes there'll be people citing these things in the sky and aliens and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, this definitely is fitting for the times today. So yeah, this is another book that I acquired. And if you haven't guessed, this is a 3-book series. So I got the other 2 books that I'll be reading in April. I'm buddy reading it with a few friends, which I'm excited to see hear their thoughts about it. So the second book is The Dark Forest by Sin Lu, and this is translated by Joel Martinson. So this is the next one, and the last one is a chunker. This is the Death's End. This is translated by Kin Lu. So it is chunky, but I do like the spines, like how they like go together. This is really, like, I like that. I like the color scheme. Like, I like it. But yeah, trying to get a connection with the first one, and I hope that I do so like real soon, since I'm 30% in already. But yes, I acquired all 3 of these books. The next 3 are manga. The first one, this is the 3rd volume of A Reincarnated Witch Spells Doom. This is by Tail Yuzuhara. Right here. I really enjoyed the first 2 volumes, so I'm excited about this one. And for this, it says, after calming Liskell's rage, Sina and Keith return to the royal capital of Veckrol, where they're in for a double whammy of a shock. Not only has the news that Sina is a caller spread like wildfire, but the kingdom has also proclaimed to the masses that Keith and Sina are engaged. Veckrol's rulers intend to use Sina's powers as a political bargaining chip, and their posturing is immediately noticed. The neighboring kingdom of Fodona, with the Fire Dragon King in captivity, threatens war and demands to see the caller in the flesh. As Sina grapples with the gravity of her new role, Keith goes on the alert when Fodona's emperor gets a little too touchy with her. So yeah, and I really like this cover a lot. But yeah, this is probably going to be a book that I read for 30 for 30 for April. So stay tuned for that for my April TBR video. Stay tuned. It's coming. I promise you, it's coming. The next manga, which this is the 6th volume, which I really have enjoyed as well, and that is Villains Are Destined to Die. This is, once again, volume 6, and I just love this art. It's really beautiful. And so for this, on the back, it says, all this time you were emphasizing trust, and yet you had not one drop of faith in me. This wretched game is just one curveball after another. Not only are affection meters now locked behind a paywall, but Yvonne's appearance is also only weeks out, meaning Penelope has to work double time to secure an ending with her chosen man, Eccles. The problem? Though his affection is getting high, his jealousy equally abounds. So when Winter proposes she join him for volunteer work, Penelope jumps at the chance to regain some control over her situation. Little does she expect to run into Callisto there too. But danger is afoot, and the Crown Prince is not the only familiar face Penelope is destined to meet. So yeah, this one is just, it has you on an emotional roller coaster. You're like trying to figure out, okay, Penelope, what's your plan now? Like, you have an affection meter. This one's going up like 10%. This one's going down like 30%. Like, she is trying to figure out so that way she doesn't die at the end, pretty much. So I'm really excited to read this. This will be another manga that I read for 30 for 30. And then the last manga is the 3rd volume in the Dragon King's Imperial Wrath. It says, falling in love with the bookish princess of the Rat Clan. And it's the story is by Aki Shikimi. And I really love this cover. Sorry about the glare. It's so pretty. And it says, the Dragon's Wrath Unleashed. It says, when Yushin and Ringing are kidnapped by the Bird Clan, they assume the Yushin is the Dragon King's chosen bride-to-be, and that Ruying is worthless as a hostage. Meanwhile, Yawin is incensed that his beloved soulmate has been kidnapped. When he transforms into a dragon and loses control, will Ruying be able to pull him back from the brink? The fantasy romance between the weak but clever rat princess and the almighty dragon king reaches its climax in this final volume. So there's only 3 volumes. Oh, that's fine. I'll be all right. I did not know that this was only gonna have 3 volumes. My heart's broken. I'm devastated. I had no idea. Well, this better like end with a bang. That's all I gotta say. But this is another book that I plan on reading for 30 for 30 this month in April. And we have 2 more books. So the next book, which of course everybody's been talking about this book, and that is This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. Yes, finally got my copy. Like I had to finally get my copy. That way I have the first book and now I have the second book. And I'm just really looking forward to reading this. Kennedy Ryan is amazing. She's just fantastic author, brilliant person. I'm ready to get into this. I'm ready to get into this. I know the world has already read it. I am so behind, but I'm going to get to it. I promise y'all. But this is another book that I acquired. And last but not least, my mom had wanted to get this book, so I went ahead and ordered 2 books, one for her and one for myself, and that is Black AF, Black as Fuck, History, the Unwhitewashed Story of America by Michael Harriot. Right here. And like you have the picture where it says the people in the government were human traffickers. There was a drug smuggler. You have people that were mediocre. You have people that were petty and thieves and were just rich in the beginning of, the government here in the US. But I'm going to read the synopsis for this. So it says, America's backstory is a whitewashed mythology implanted in our collective memory. It is a sugar-coated legend based on an almost true story. It could even be said that the devaluation and erasure of the Black experience is as American as apple pie. In the searingly smart and bitingly hilarious retelling of American history, acclaimed columnist and political commentator Michael Harriot combines unapologetically provocative storytelling with meticulous research to correct the record. Placing Black people squarely at the center, Harriot presents a more accurate version of American history. With incisive wit, Harriot speaks hilarious truth to oppressive power, subverting conventional historical narratives with little-known stories about the experiences of Black Americans. From the Africans who arrived before 1619 to the unenslavable bandit who inspired America's first police force, this long overdue addendum provides a revealing look into our past that is as urgent as it is necessary. For too long, we have refused to acknowledge that Black history is American history. Not this one. This history is Black as F, or Black as fuck. And then it goes on to say, a blurb by W. Camus Bell, if I ever won an election for political office, I would have them swear me in on a copy of Black as Fuck History. Michael Harriot is too funny to be this smart. Now I have to go Google how to ship a case of these to Ron DeSantis. Sorry. Oh shit. Okay. So you even have blurbs from Ibram X. Kendi, Joy Reid, Pharrell Williams, and Amber Ruffin on the back as well. So like this gots to be good. So I'm really excited to get into this and read this as well. This is probably going to be a book that I might read in June, actually, because I feel like May is already filled to capacity with a lot of books I plan on reading, and most of them are tomes. So yeah, there's that. But there you have it. Those are all the books that I have acquired in March. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please, please, please give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you are staying healthy and staying safe, and I will catch y'all next time. Bye, everyone.